in and out like, ooh.
We are live. Welcome everybody to the Friday Live, brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. I got my partner in crime, Corey. Corey, what's up, good brother?
I almost said something that ain't belong on the airwaves. Coming on to the show, I almost caught a hot mic.
Everything good, brother?
Yeah, man. You know, it's doing stupid Houston stuff. It's raining like hell.
Oh, man. You know, sorry to hear that, man. Yo, for everybody watching, I see it's a number of people already pulled in. Let us know who's here. Let us know how y'all doing. We're going to be here for a short time, but a good time. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do our Bitcoin giveaway. We're going to have a conversation about today's topic, which is, which is about being prepared to retire, right? So let's talk about that. But I see a number of folks here, man. Let us know who's here. Leave a comment. Let us know who's here, where you chiming in from, and all that kind of, you know, funky good stuff, man. Corey, but is life good? Everything good otherwise, man? How was your week?
It was all right. You know what I mean? The kids is, you know, being kids. I was, you know, my wife is away. She went to do her thing with the research.
Okay. Where is that? Is that in New Orleans or somewhere?
No, that's in Iowa.
It's in Iowa. Oh man.
She's in Iowa doing some research. She going ahead when she done, she'll be a two times published researcher.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So maybe a career change in the offing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about Iowa, like other than, you know, college football, but that's either here nor there, man. Let's check in with our folks. Don is in the building. What's good, Don? How are you, good brother?
What it is, though.
Detroit's in the building. Jamil, what up, though? Lorraine. Hey, Lorraine, how are you? Southwest Houston in the building. Ant's here. What's up, Ant? How you doing? You know what I mean? We got a number of other folks. People starting to pour in, man, from both Facebook and YouTube. So salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all. Oh, here we go. We got some love buttons. Hit them loves. Hit them like buttons, man. Shout out to Jose. I see Jose just hit that love button, man. It's appreciated. BX is in the building. Jose, what's good, family? I'm gonna say it in the end of the show, and I'm gonna say it right now before we jump into the topic, because I ain't trying to be master marketer, man. I'm so sick of the internet, core. I just want to put that out there. But with that being said, though, buythehoodcamp.com. I am going to promote our camp because we're not making any money from it. We're not selling anybody anything. It's a chance to get the youth exposure to some of the concepts and things, you know, that we talk about in the world of finance. It's completely free. Go to buythehoodcamp.com. It's for the youth ages 5 and up, and it's completely free. And I'd appreciate it if you help share the message. If you're looking for the flyer for it, you can go to our Instagram page. You go to my personal Facebook page at JW the Blueprint. Just share it out for me. Whoa, Decatur, Georgia, showing love. We got to show love back to our brother Ray Gun. Ray Gun, appreciate the super chat as always, man. Blessings. We appreciate that. Ray Gun always show love, man. So salute the Ray Gun, man. And as Jose says, don't forget to smash the like love buttons as you come in, because a number of folks are pulling up, and I appreciate that, Jose. Vegas is in the building. Tank Dog, what's really good? So last night's episode of Power destroyed the credibility of the entire franchise. Jamil, do no spoilers. I did not see it. I've been stuck in this crazy rabbit hole. I actually talked about it on the last episode of Stack Sats to Die Trying. There was no pod this week, and I apologize for that, man. Life has just been lifing, busy as hell. But I did drop the Stack Sats episode. I've been caught in this wild rabbit hole of a couple things. The first thing is, the biggest rabbit hole I'm caught in is Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay, right? Yo, I'm caught in this wild, but I'm going to tell you, Cole, I'm going to tell you how I got caught in it. I got caught in it just randomly because I was having a new TV installed. And in having a new TV installed, just checking to see if it worked, it was one of the things that popped up on Samsung TV. And I'm just making sure everything is cool. Next thing I know, I'm watching it. Then next thing I know, I'm watching a full season. Next thing I know, I'm in season 2. I'm like, hold up. But the actual episode of Stack Sat to Die Trying, I actually, you know, talked about a lesson that I learned about crypto from Gordon Ramsay. And if y'all watch it, you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. So I'm caught in that rabbit hole. Then, like yesterday, I started watching this wild documentary on Netflix, like Tell Them You Love Me. Has anybody seen that, by the way, before we even jump into today's topic? Has anybody seen that documentary, you know, Tell Me You Love Me? Absolutely insanity. But don't give no power, because that's why I'm behind on all the good stuff, man. K Diggie's in the building. Salutations.
I actually watched TV this week. I watched I watched the anime joint called Ippo Makina Uchi, and
Oh, I did watch Kung Fu Kenny too. I did watch Kendrick, so I got to
I
put that.
did watch Kendrick. I watched Kendrick dance on Drake grave, and I watched Javante Davis punch the bull all in his
Oh
face.
my God. Hey, Kahan, tell Callie to shoot me a message, man. Let me know what's good, man. Shout out to Callie. Callie came through the new spot a couple days ago. So shout out to Callie to check it out. And but Kahan, tell her to let me know what's what. Appreciate Kahan for checking in. Yo, Lorraine Kitchen Nightmares is one of my favorite shows right now. Yo, I can't even hold you. Like now I'm quoting the Gordon Ramsay Matrix, and I see why people like the bull because he's hilarious and he be cussing folks out. But Kitchen Nightmares is cool. So Corey, are you familiar with Kitchen Nightmares at all?
I am, because my middle son Nicholas loves that show.
Yo, but so for those who don't know, he goes into restaurants that are struggling, and he basically acts as a consultant and tells them what to do to fix their restaurant. But he is very direct in his approach. But there's a lot of lessons to be learned from that. There's a lot of lessons to be learned for that in terms of business and even what I learned from crypto. So watch the episode to understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my thing now. That's my new thing. Kitchen Nightmares. Let's see what else we got here. So that Gordon Ramsay drop was a good episode. A gem on the low. Appreciate that, Ray Gun. So Ray Gun, he understood my story, as Nasir says, man. He's like, so it's lessons to be learned from the show. So take a look at that if you want to understand what I'm talking about. Dawn says, hey, family, how's it doing? Dawn, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing in these international real estate streets? I seen the bio and said, hell no. Pascal's in the building. What's up, Pascal? Lorraine says, not yet is on my watch list. Yeah, man. Yo, that documentary is pissed me off in like 1,000 ways, man. It's called Tell Everyone You Tell Them You Love Me, but you really watch that? I understand having an open mind, but what the F?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is the boy, the disabled dude, and
the disabled dude that couldn't speak, and he somehow
I couldn't make myself watch it. I was intrigued,
but it's really.
I was like, nah, man.
Yo, so I'm just flipping through. You know how Netflix, dog. I hate going to Netflix because it takes me an hour. I just clicked on it. I start watching it. Then I'm watching it like, because it's really a story about privilege. It's a story. But then when you start to realize how often this kind of stuff happens, yeah, it's wild, bro. But that story is wild, man. Wild story. Appreciate that, Kahan. Jose said, I'm currently watching the K-Dot concert now. Shout to K-Dot. That was dope. Talking about that white man from Bar Rescue.
Yo, Bar Rescue. Now, that's a show I used to watch all the time. Boy was wilding, yo. He used to get the bar owners hell. But he also gave them gems, like of how to,
It's funny because that wasn't Gordon Ramsay. That was somebody else. It's funny because they called dude the Gordon Ramsay of bars, which is funny. So, I mean, I guess it's the same concept, but he's going into bars.
But he was doing Bar Rescue, I think, before Ramsay was on TV. But Ramsay more, got a bigger name.
I don't know I don't know how long ago Bar Rescue came on. Because what I'll say is Ramsay been doing TV.
I was watching Bar Rescue in like 2013. Like, did you?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Kitchen Nightmares started in like 06, 07. Kitchen Nightmares was off by 14. It don't even come on no more. It's been off air since 2014.
Okay. All right. So he might have been at this.
So Bar Rescue started in 2011. Kitchen Nightmares started in 2007. So yeah. So Ramsay was there but that doesn't matter. That's nonetheless. Something else that was interesting to me is I was watching a couple episodes of Kitchen Nightmares today that I didn't talk about on the podcast, and I'll talk about now, is the sheer number of people, right, who worked in another profession, whether they were a doctor, whether they were a lawyer, was a firefighter, a police person, engineers, who already had a successful career, decided to retire, take their entire retirement savings and dump it into a restaurant. When I hear that story, and I've heard it, I saw them in a couple seasons, and you hear it at least every other episode, right? It's almost like one path is someone who's a chef who wants to be a chef owner. The other path is someone who had a successful career who decides to invest their entire retirement into this business. And just looking at the data and looking at how many restaurants succeed, why would anyone do that?
Yo, don't ask me because I tried it.
Yeah, you did. You had it.
Don't ask me. I tried it.
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would do that. Like,
I
you know. So Ant says him and his wife, they love Bar Rescue. So now Ant, y'all gonna make me start watching Bar Rescue once I run out of Kitchen Nightmares to watch. Although
Yo,
now I'm in the
War
Gordon Ramsay
Rescue was
Matrix.
wild out, bro.
So now I'm watching him yell at people on Master Chef and everything. I'm fully caught up in Boy's universe. Rochelle's in the building. What's up, family? So Jamil says, quick question. What's your thoughts on Kava being the next Chipotle? Their food is A1 and the stock is up 130% for the year. In our Monday class, and for those who don't know, our private group MDC, we have a Monday class every Monday. That was actually one of the topics of our class was Kava. And I was saying how, like, I've actually never been to Kava, but it's all up and down all of my social media feeds with everybody saying that it's no pun intended, is eating Chipotle's food. And because of the stock is how, we've been watching it. Spoon was talking about watching their stock, but also remember Chipotle stock. But my response to your question, though, Jamil, is there's always room for two, right? There's going to be a Coke and Pepsi. There's going to be a McDonald's, Burger King. There's always room for two. But what I find interesting is probably 6-7 months ago on a Monday class, we had a whole thing where we talked about fast casual, all the fast casual popping. Fast casual is like one of those things that there's a lot of money flowing out of just fast food restaurants going into fast casual. Kava is considered fast casual. Somewhere in between, sit down, like, expensive restaurant and McDonald's, Wendy's, right? That in between is not just Kava, Chipotle, anything that falls under that fast casual is popping right now. So it's just an interesting thing to watch culturally. And I'm also interested, just as an observer, not as an investor, to see what happens as our economy continues to tighten, whether that fast casual is still popping. Because the one thing I do know about, just take McDonald's for example, there's nobody I know that admits to eating McDonald's, but every quarter when I watch their numbers come in, somebody's eating at McDonald's. And that's all I want to say about that. Ant said it's basically the same concept between Bar Rescue and Kitchen Nightmares. Got you. Too funny. I give all the praise to God for that bio. It's been a good journey this far. Just signed an interior design contract for a woman in DC. I'll be coming there for installation. Oh, that's dope. See? Don't get money all over the globe. The youngins in the building. Cameron, what's really good, man? Congratulations on all your achievements, man. Congratulations on all your achievements. Can't wait to see some of the great things you do in the future. And always, Cameron, remember, me and Corey are here as a resource. If you just got a question, need help with anything, and I mean that, you know what I mean? Like, just reach out to us. Your mom can get in contact with us if you need help with anything, brother, because I love to see what you're doing as a young brother in this world. So, good luck, Godspeed. But if you ever need either one of us, I know I can speak for Corey when I say that. We are here, brother.
All day, every day.
Absolutely. Congratulations on all your success, man. Them folks be bleeding cash monthly. It's sad, though. Yo, but why do they do it? And I'm trying to figure out, why would you, like with the one chick, the one I just watched, she dropped $330K into a junk and then was like losing about 10 grand a month. She put up 330,000 just to lose 10 grand a month. What are you doing? Like, anyway.
You don't got to tell me, bro.
Hospitality is a challenging industry.
Yo, I was running a bar, and the first 4 months probably lost like 120K.
That's 30 bands a month.
30 bands a month. Then turned it around, got into a rhythm. So for like the next 6 months, I was making about 25-30K a month. And then, life started lifing. And then like 6 months after that, the joint was out of the business.
I tell you one thing, I came to your bar, man. Y'all made y'all drinks too strong too. Y'all was trying to tear people up. So, I mean, y'all was wilding too, though. Y'all was very generous. The restaurants almost always lose money. Even the successful restaurateurs open and close all the time. Absolutely. So I watch it and I wonder why would. So I guess, and this is just me, spitballing, thinking out loud. I guess when you get it right, the numbers must be astronomical. Because otherwise, you just go with a franchise.
There's nothing in it.
Otherwise, you just go with a franchise. Franchise figured the system out for you already. They figured the whole system out. You just run the play. But I don't know. I mean, it's got to be risk reward. There got to be like, if you pop off, it must be gazillions to make, because why else would you even do it? Yeah. GC's in the building. What's up, GC? Pedro is here as well. What's up, Pedro? How are you? Cameron, absolutely, no doubt. For those listening to the audio of this Friday Live, salute to you as well. I will try to make sure that our conversations can be taken via audio. Like I said, we're not going to be here for a long time. I do have an article that I want to go over with everybody, and then we're going to do our Bitcoin giveaway, and then we out of here. But with that being said, the topic of today's show is: are you prepared to retire? Right? And I know we talked about this before, and we talked about it before from the standpoint of: do you even think about retirement? What's interesting is I was reading a couple articles about how so many people just recognize now that they won't be able to retire, so they don't even think about it. They don't prepare for it because they just like, yo, I realize I'll never be able to, which is a sad state of affairs. But this article has some data, so obviously I want to share it. And I found it on Synchrony Bank's blog of all places. You go to one thing, and leads to another thing, leads to another thing. Yeah, so that's how we hear. All right, but let me go down this article for a second. It says, what's the median retirement savings by age? All right, so Cor, let me see if I can get you to guess before I actually show. Someone in between the ages of 45 and 50 or 40 and 50, what do you think that they have in savings to retire?
60 grand.
60 grand. All right, let's get to that. I see Howie asked the interesting question. Right? So the article, by the way, and I'll share this article in the show notes of this episode. It says, are you trying to figure out how much to save for retirement? While the average retirement savings by age can give you a good scale to determine how you compare to the general pop, is not the only factor. So here's what 2019 Federal Reserve survey. Between the ages of 45 and 54, the average savings was actually 254, right? 254. Now, is that good or bad? We'll get into that in a second. But I want to get into this comment, which is an interesting comment from Howie. He talks about a quote from Ben Shapiro. He says, do you agree with anything Ben Shapiro said about retiring without purpose? It leads to early demise, because throughout my life, that's what I've seen many times. I actually do agree, right? I've seen people who retire without purpose, and next thing you know, they're just no longer here with us. But that's the thing. It kind of reminds me of the James Baldwin quote when they asked James Baldwin, like, what's his dream job, right? And you know what his response was, Corey?
There's no dream job. I don't dream of working.
He said his exact words is, I don't dream of labor, right? So
yeah.
But that word purpose is different, right? So let's just say, for argument's sake, that I leave the grind of, real estate and all the other things that I do, and I decide to put my purpose into the camp, right? I still have a purpose, and I am still semi-retired, but that word purpose is important, because your purpose could be something in the ministry. Your purpose could be something in community service. Yeah, I know people that have retired and lived a long life. Like I know one lady who retired. She was a broker a long time ago, and she's been retired, but she works with Habitat for Humanity and loves what she does. But that still gives her a purpose. She doesn't get paid for it, but her purpose is to serve other people, right? So Howie, I do agree, but I think purpose can be found in other things outside of labor. So just not opening a restaurant and blowing all your savings. All right, let me get a couple more comments. I'll get back to the article. Dawn says, I think with restaurants are like anything else. Niche. Slutty Vegan is popping. She working with a trend for eating. I think it's trend, demand, and how well you really meet the need. Interesting comment, and I agree to a certain extent too, because that's one of those things where when just watching Kitchen Nightmares, some of those things were trends, but then when the trend went away, so they were left trying to figure it out. A lot of those restaurants were popping. Even some of them were big. Some of them are family restaurants that's been around since the 50s and 60s, some since the 80s, when they were following whatever trend it was, but then changing with the times, right? We just talked about how fast casual is the new wave. So how do you kind of stay on point? Technologies change and within that industry. So the one thing that don't change is McDonald's still making money. A Cleveland CFA owner was making $15K daily about 20 years. CFA franchise requirements is wild, though. Yeah, some of those franchise requirements are wild. Let's get back to this article, right? So that's the 2019. There was another data taken from Vanguard, How America Saves, which said it was about 142. So anywhere between 142 and 2 and some change. But here's what I really want to get into. I'm not going to go through this whole article. It has different data points based upon those studies. But here is what's the recommended retirement savings by age, which is put out by Fidelity, right? It says if you're age 30, you should already have saved 1 times your annual salary. So if you make 50, 60, 70, 80 grand, that's how much you should have by age 30, according to this estimate from Fidelity. By age 35, you should have 2 times your annual salary. And then it moves up in 5-year increments. By age 40, you should have 3 times your annual salary. So if you're 40 years old and you make about 100K per year, you should have about 300K saved, invested somewhere. 45, 4 times. Every 5 years, it goes up, another X. So, and then by that 67 and above, it's just 10 times your annual salary. So by the time you're approaching retirement, let's just use $100,000 to make the math simple. You need to have an M stashed for retirement. So what's interesting about that is, I think that's too low.
Yeah, that's not nearly enough, because inflation is going to eat a lot of that, and then inflation and tax is going to eat so much of that's not nearly enough.
Yeah.
Inflation and taxes alone.
And that to me, that's the problem. This is also and I know y'all get tired of me talking about inflation, but when you start to study and you recognize how inflation literally affects every aspect of our life, you see why. So let me get into a couple of these comments. Lorraine says her dad retired at 50. God bless him. Lived 41 years after retiring. Healthy. He was bowling, playing cards, going to the casino, and smoking up until his 91st birthday. So that's an amazing life. When people start cracking 75 or whatever, like I just it's
you
won. Celebrate them, what I'm saying. So that's amazing, right? And that's purpose. His purpose. He wanted to enjoy his leisure. You know what I mean? So that's why I said I agree, but purpose is the key word in that sentence. Kahan says an older guy at his job that has a finance degree gave him that Fidelity chart after a conversation. I might start doing that too, because that is that's a
conversation.
Yeah. So it's a conversation piece, but it's also you may not hit it, you may cross it, but it's something to aim for. So now I want to see who's willing to be transparent and open about this. How many of you guys have already cracked what Fidelity says you need to be, and how many are working towards it, and how many are I'll never hit it? How many people say, yo, I'm never going to hit that? I want to see who's willing to be honest with us. But
I'm going to tell you like this. I cracked it, and then I uncracked it. I cracked it again, and then I uncracked it again.
Yeah, you got issues, bro.
I do. So I've been way on the other side of that number twice. Mm-hmm. I've been way on the other side of the number twice. And as recently as last year, and then this year, I'm gonna keep it a thou. I'm not nowhere near that number this year.
This year been kicking your ass?
Yeah, man. Between college tuition and some financial decisions that I regret, that I don't regret. I regret having made them with the people that I made them with. I don't regret the decisions, because I made those decisions. The money was going to get spent. It's just the decisions I made with the people I made them with was terrible.
Yeah, so,
a few times. So that's, but the thing that's really kicking my behind is college tuition, man. I ain't gonna front, man. I got slaughtered, bro. I wasn't. Listen, I thought I was ready.
I give you credit. I give you credit for trying. My mom told me I ain't got no bread for you. Better get them loans.
Yo, I ain't even gonna front, dog. I thought I was ready. I was not prepared, bro. I thought, because you think I got a nice little nest egg to the side, you know what I mean? No, bro. I was not prepared in the slightest. I thought I was
expensive. But you're trying to put him in a place where he don't have to have loans. So God bless you for that.
Yeah, I thought I'm thinking I'm ready. I'm ready to fire both guns at this joint. And
just think, you got 3 more sons coming down the pipe.
Man, listen, I was unprepared, bro. And I thought I was in a nice position. I did some nice things to get in the position I was in, man. I had, I've been buying Bitcoin for a nice little minute. I've been putting my, doing, my investing. I've been doing the, my trading. I've been doing, putting my money aside in my long-term holds. And I was in a nice position. And then I thought everything was sweet. And then I started getting them bills, bro. I was not ready. I was not ready, and
College is expensive.
I was not
Aunt,
ready
Aunt
one
says you're gonna
bit.
need a mill and a personal brokerage account alone outside of an IRA. Could be. Depends upon what kind of IRA you got. If you got one of them self-directed IRAs or one of them, especially if you got one of them Roth 401k type joints,
You gonna
you
be
might
good.
you might Mitt Romney to join out. You might have,
Yeah, you might have 5, 6, 7.
listen, if I could find a way to get everything within a Roth or a Roth 401k, I wouldn't even have an actual brokerage account. Once you start to understand the power of them vehicles where I can borrow when I want and do anything I want to do,
Yo, they
I would
closed them
stash.
doors down. They closed them down to the
I was
general public.
listen. Close what down?
Them raw 401k Jones.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Sorry to hear that. But if you have one and you know what I'm talking about, but even beyond Roth 401k, if you know how to use a self-directed Roth the right way, you can stash a fortune there. And your money's not locked the way that all the social media gurus tell you who don't even know what they're talking about. So I say all that to say, if I can operate without a brokerage account, I would. So Pascal said he's working towards it. That's what I want to hear. Shout out to Farida's in the building. How are you? Halfway there. Nice. Whoa, Don said double his. Don a baller though, man. Don figured out the cheat code. Don has figured out the military cheat code. But shout out to our brother Don. Steve said I cracked mine. Congratulations. Kahan is working on it. About halfway there. Nice. Dawn is also working on it. But I'm clear that I definitely need more. That's what's important too. Ray said he hasn't cracked it. Lorraine said nowhere near. Tank Dog says I'm not even close. Here's the thing. For those saying they're not close, that's cool. But guess what? Now you have something to aim for. Let's see. Oh, see. Now Pascal getting into the science now. Roth IRAs with cover calls and leaps are tax free. I'm I don't know. That's the Corey said that. I'm not sure. I didn't know that.
Listen, I tried to get, me and you was talking and you had the John, and I tried to get one through TD, which now turned to Schwab, and they was like, bro, we don't even offer that no more. So it might
they don't offer it, but it's available.
All right.
Yeah. So the thing is, so with that move, TD had it, Schwab didn't. So when they moved over to Schwab didn't have the instrument. The instrument still exists. That brokerage doesn't have it. So that's to clear it up, man. That's what Corey means.
Yeah, because they was like, nah, bro.
So Michelle says, not even close, but listening to y'all, I'm working on it. Nice. There you go. Work on it. Jamil says, a tortoise in this race. Hey, listen, but you in the race, bro. That's all that matters. Just something to aim for, man. So I wanted to share that because, so Roth IRAs are still available if you meet the income requirements.
No, we talking about Roth 401k.
We're talking about Roth 401k, but even with the Roth IRA, and by the way, anything we say here is not investment advice. We're not your fiduciary. We just talking. Even if you don't meet the income requirements for a Roth IRA, you can hit them with the backdoor Roth. You know what I'm saying? And the backdoor on Charles Schwab is easy peasy because I did one for 2023 and I'm doing another one for 2024. A little backdoor action. Pause. You basically set up a traditional IRA, put your chicken in there, and then wait a couple days, transfer it to a Roth IRA. Your backdoor is done, even if you make too much bread. So. Bet because I'm about to convert mine. Nice. Michelle says, yo, got the 4 oldest sign up for the camp.
That's love, bro.
Appreciate that. Yeah, Pascal, that's a beast. That's how listen, man, you gotta play the game, man.
Yeah, I was sincerely disappointed when they told me that they didn't have it. I was like, no, this can't be life. I gotta move my money, bro, but I don't really know where I want to move it to.
Fidelity told me about the backdoor Roth IRA 2 years ago, and I thought it was a lie. Yo, it's not a lie. The backdoor Roth has been a secret for a while. I'm waiting for them to close the loophole because it's really just stupid, right? It's really that is set in place, in my opinion, for people that are lazy. It's just for lazy people because if you're lazy, you're not going to do it. But if you're like me and you're trying to figure out these tax situations, what you do is literally set up one account, drop it in there, and move it to the other. And then I'm like, it's so crazy that I got the traditionals and sitting there with nothing in it. And I'm about to do the same thing with 2024. I think the limit is $7,000 this year, 7 G's. Drop 7 G's in there and just move it to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
then refill the other joint.
So here's the thing. All right, I'll be very transparent because I feel I'll max out the IRA every year. What I do is I put it in my regular brokerage account under, I think it's SWVXX, one of them type Jones that pays like 4 or 5%. I leave the cash in there until I want to move the whole thing at one time, 7 bands, put it in traditional, then move it to the Roth. It's a simple thing. It's literally just pressing buttons and you do it. And now you're into your Roth is a backdoor. So you don't have to worry about income limits or anything like that. Your money's growing, you don't pay money on the growth of the money. And then when you pull it out without paying taxes. Right. So it's really a cheat code. The Roth 401k is a cheat code too, because with the Roth 401k, you can, I don't want to turn this into that, but because that's not what this episode is about. But understand that. No. I'm just saying, like, it's a vehicle that you can literally use however you want to use it. You can build it up. You can buy real estate in there. You can buy anything, any other asset inside there. If you want to take money from it, you can borrow against it. Didn't pay no taxes on anything like that. So it's a very, very powerful vehicle that most people don't know about. Thing about it is you have to have a business in order to set one up.
Yep.
It's for business owners. But getting like even less complicated to the regular Roth is powerful too, though. Even if you make too much money, you do the back door and let's let your Roth grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let it grow. I've been putting into the Roth IRA. I think the first year, the limit was 2 bands. The first year I did it. I don't know what the original, let's see. When was the Roth IRA created?
I don't know.
It was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. So the Roth IRA was created in 1997. And what was the limit? What was the limit then? Because it continuously goes up. Yeah, that was the original one. It was 2 bands. That's all right. So I've been doing it since the beginning. I go, look at that. I'm old as hell. I made my first stock investment in 1996. I still was a teenager, but I was 1996. I made my first stock investment. But and one of my OGs put me down with the Roth IRA. I really didn't even completely understand it at the time, but he told me this is what you got to do. And sometimes you got old head tell you what to do. You just do it, even though you don't know what the hell. Yeah. One of them type situations. Corey, check out Frost Bank. There you go. Pascal says Mitt Romney and Peter Thiel cheat code with the leaps in Roth. Yes, man.
Yo,
they did it. Like they laid the game down and showed you what to do. I did a whole pod on that. Like, just Google Mitt Romney's IRA.
Yeah, man. They laid the game down quite
CFD on the stock market too. You can contribute $23,000 in 2024, $30,500 for those age 50 or older. That is for the Roth 401k. Yeah, the Roth IRA is about $7,000 for 2024. Roth 401k is about $23,000. So you figure you start playing with those joints, man. You start putting that chicken up. Yeah,
you putting up 30 grand.
And here's the crazy part, right? So you got to be careful because when you have certain retirement vehicles, and again, this is not investment advice, some of them you're allowed to have both. If you have a job that has like a 401k, 403b or whatever, that limit is also 23 grand. You can actually have one of them, have a side business and still have a Roth 401k, or have a Roth IRA with your at work 403b, 457. You start working at.
It can get silly quick.
Yeah. Then your money's going to start out earning you, and that's a crazy thing to say. So let me go over these numbers real fast, though. This is from Fidelity. Fidelity says age 31 times your annual salary. If you jump all the way up to age 40, it's 3 times. Every 5 years, it goes up another X. It maxes out at about 10X. But, this is just a chart to go by, man, and start preparing for it. And the reason I ask this question is because most people are not prepared. So let me take that off the screen one and make sure I share the article with you guys. So Ant says, how does it affect one's take-home contributing to a pre-tax account compared to a Roth 401k? Great question. Remember, Roth 401k are set up for those that have a business, and it's supposed to be like the income that comes from the business. You're able to put that into your Roth 401k. But again, that's also, you're talking about business versus a pre-tax account that you have from a job. So it's a little bit different. The pre-tax account from your job can actually affect your income. So most of those pre-tax things, you will pay taxes on those later because it comes pre-tax. So it's never been taxed. Remember, when you talk about things such as a Roth, that's after tax money. When you talk about deferred comp, when you talk about, a lot of those kind of plans, that's pre-tax. So it hasn't been taxed. Money's going to be taxed either now or it's going to be taxed later. That's the question you have to ask yourself. So for a lot of people, the way they look at it is, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket, you know what I mean, when I retire. For some people, that's true. But the truth of the matter is, for some people, that's not true. So this is why I would say consult with a tax professional. My tax professional is the finance rebel, Kamari Ellis. That's my guy. Pause. But to figure out what's best for your specific situation. Sometimes if you're a high income earner, you want those pre-tax accounts and you want to try to max them out as much as possible to eliminate the amount of tax you're going to owe on an annual basis, right? So then that's when your income comes into play. There's so many variables that come into play. This is why, by the way, I hate the internet and I really hate personal finance internet, because people have these opinions and ideas and like you only do the, especially no disrespect, but the insurance people might be the worst one. They might be the most egregious offenders. Like, I'm going to show you what the rich don't want you to know and how they use insurance. First of all, a lot of them are lying. But then even beyond that, they don't give you all the information because there's so many variables that come into play. How long you have till you want to retire? If you want to retire, how many kids you have? What's your marital situation? What's your housing situation? There's so many questions that have to be answered. It's why, like, even my real estate folks get mad at me when I make the statement all the time that everybody shouldn't own a home, right? It all depends upon the numbers. People get mad at me when I say that. And I understand why they get mad at me. But again, everybody's situation is unique. Everybody's situation is different. And you have to look at, as someone who's a modeler, you got to look at all the variables, right? Some may make a difference, some may not make a difference, but you can't ignore variables. Let me get off my soapbox real fast. Let me get back to these comments.
Don't get off your soapbox. Tell the truth and shame the devils.
Cookie says, happy Friday. What's up, Cookie? Mache says, thank you for this. It's great to have a target. I've always had a high number, but a low number is good to have too, a baseline. Absolutely. Lorraine says, I'm definitely planning to be in a higher tax bracket when I retire. See, so there you go. So your situation might be different than someone looking to, do the opposite. Individual jobs can also have a Roth 401k. Not sure how many gigs have them in the private sector, but the feds have them, Roth 401ks. Interesting, right? So let's see, what else? My gig offers it, and we in the private sector. All right, nice. Which one do they offer? The Roth 401k, the Roth IRA, or the 401k? Because remember, all these are different things. So, but you'll know what they offer. But just make sure you look into it. Look into all your options from your gig. And that's the other thing. You know how many people I know, Core, who work at gigs that have crazy benefits like that and they don't take advantage of it?
Man, listen, the one thing good about being a teacher is that they force you to take it. Like, you're putting this money away, dog. Like, I don't care what you say, that money, like, the one thing about my check, that joint was light every couple weeks when I got it, because they made sure that you put up for your retirement, man.
I talk to people that work in the private sector at publicly traded companies. They're like, I don't even deal with all that. I don't even want to do all that. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, right? Even people that work in the government, like governments have, like a lot of times, like he just said, like I didn't know that the feds had that, but people that work for the city has deferred compensation. Like you can really run the bag up if you just like are disciplined. So, Kahan says his gig, and I know Kahan, you're a government. I don't know if you're state, federal, or local, but he said they have a Roth TSP, thrift savings plan. Do you participate in it, Kahan? Pascal says, when I work for Kroger, they offer the 401k and the 401 IRA. Okay. Shout to Kroger. Ant says, I'm only contributing for the match, which is cool. I'll take that free money. Hey, listen, at least do that. The minimum. 401 Roth, you meant. Yeah, Roth 401k. Feds have both the Roth and the traditional 401k. That's dope. So Kahan is works for the Fed in a federal government capacity as well. All right, that's dope. He said his has the TSP. Isn't the rule of thumb that you want to have 20x your salary to live out the next 20 years post-retirement? So here's the thing. Jamil, that might be, but whose rule of thumb, right? And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Fidelity put their information out there. That's whose rule of thumb, because sometimes people have this another part to talk about before we jump into our Bitcoin giveaway. Sometimes people have this number that's so high it becomes like, I'm never going to hit that, so they don't do anything. When in fact, a lot of times in retirement, you might not even need as much as you think you need, because it all depends upon your lifestyle, right?
Lifestyle design is crazy.
All depends upon your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the rule of thumb is depends upon who you're talking about. Are you talking about like an institution, the fire community? And if you're talking about the fire community, which part of the fire community? Khan says, yes, sir, he contributes. Oh, yeah, Lorraine just said it right there. But Lorraine says fire is 25 extra salary. So if you're talking about the fire movement, it's a little bit different. But your lifestyle is important. And Dr. Chas is in the building. What's up, Dr. Chas? She says lifestyle. You know what I mean? You might want to go move on a farm and live off the grid. If you're not living in a major city where you need a bunch of chicken and you're living off the grid, like you might not need 25 times your salary. You know what I mean? And still have an amazing life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to look into your own situation, man. But I thought this article was good. Gives you a number to strive for, but it also shows you that most people out there aren't hitting the number.
We put up so many numbers on this show, man. We didn't show that most people lying about paying their credit card bills. They just flat out lying. The credit card companies doing the research, and none of them is coming back with a number that's less than 97%. That's saying 97% of people aren't paying their credit cards in full. None of them. Like, if one of them said that, it'd be, yeah, you could. If all of them is saying that 97% is not paying their credit card bills, y'all lying. Y'all just flat out lying.
Here's the thing, man. Someone told me one time, it was like, they said, people talk, but numbers scream, right? So people could tell you what they want to, but the data going to tell you another thing. Don also puts out there that 25 extra expenses is another rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Right. So Lorraine says, go buy you an 8K shed off the grid. She saw it in the Lorraine, how about this? What if you wanted to go live that van life? You retire, you want to live that.
I might get into that RV life when I'm fully done with the, running the streets and trying to make money. I might just because I'm done right now. Like, I'm retired right now. But I got to get back in the streets because, like I said, I was not prepared for what college did to my. I wasn't ready, dog. Like, I'm not even gonna front. I had a nice little. I had some crazy amount.
I see, because you've been triggered. Farida says my employer only offers the Vanguard Target 2045. I guess it's better than nothing. Absolutely, it's better than nothing. And also, how close to 2045 is your target retirement date? You know what I mean? Like, and what other target funds do they have? Because usually they offer more than one target fund, unless the 2045 is close to your target date. So Ant says, Jim really influenced me to move my brokerage account assets in ATM. Hey, listen, man, I'm just putting out what I do and information, bro.
I'm just talking to you.
ETFs are a cheat code, right? So Don says, also get on ssa.gov, check your Social Security benefits, and make sure you have your 40 credits. I gotta do that myself, Don. Look at Don giving the information out. The funny thing is, and I was actually listening to a podcast that I got from Don. What's the name of that podcast? It's a while ago. It's the I'm gonna tell y'all the podcast. We talked about it here before, but yeah, I did get it from Don though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's called Millionaires Unveiled. But it was an episode of Millionaires Unveiled. I don't know which episode it was, when someone was talking about the fact that they never factor in Social Security, and now they're eligible for it. So it was like a huge bonus for them. Like, oh damn, I get that too. And then there was the debate of, when do you take it? Do you take it early, or do you let it sit there? So that's interesting too. I never put that as part of my plan. So if I Lord willing, I can make it to that age, and then that's a bonus for me. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Chad says, gotta check that out, Don. Yeah, Don giving the game. Lorraine says that Social Security Administration sends an annual statement. Ant says, nah, I appreciate it. I was pro single stocks, but I'm getting older and have a family, so I'm trying to preserve capital for the future. So the thing about my ETF is not that I'm against pro single stocks. I'm against pro single stocks if you're not going to take the time to act like you own a company, right? So the older I get, the more I focus. Like 2024 has been a complete year for me of practicing the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I want to simplify my life in every which way, from the foods I eat to the money I save to everything. I'm talking about
Automated.
I want everything automated and simplified. I'm trying to simplify my life is where I'm at in life in general. That's kind of what I'm working on, right? So ETFs just make that easy. And also, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking more about not what I know is right, right? So sometimes you can weigh the numbers, right? And the number may be great over here, but then I'll be thinking about now, Corey, my age, what if I don't want to do that shit? Right? So not talking about anything specifically, right? Choice A, B, right? And choice A may be a little bit better, right? Let's just say choice A, I get 20%. Choice B, I get 15%. What if I don't want to do choice A? Right. So I've been putting a lot of thought into that too. Like, so sometimes it's about simplifying, but also doing things that work for you and doing things that are easier for you. And also making the decision that you can stick with for the long term, because discipline is the most important.
The key. That is the most important piece of doing anything long term. You got to make a decision that you can live with. Most people be making decisions that they can live with in the short term, but they cannot live with 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, they be making decisions that affect their lives over the next 2 weeks to 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, they're not making decisions that affect the next 10 years to 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, so I be trying to, every year when I work with kids, my first thing I do is I put a chart on the wall. I put a line on the wall. I started at 0, and then on the other end of that line, I put 76, right? And I work with high school students, so they between 14 and 18 or 14 and 19, right? I draw a line between 14 and 19 on my chart, on my line, right? And then I show them the rest of the number line. I'm like, all right, we drew a number line from 0 to 76, and you're in I circle between 14 and 19. I was like, look how long you're going to be old, dog. Like, look how long you're going to be an adult. The average lifespan of a human being is 76 years old.
Yeah, you talked about it on here a couple weeks ago, man. That's why every time you bring that up,
the average lifespan of a person is 76 years old. You're gonna be an adult for 60 years on average.
So listen, every time you say that, it reminds me of the great poet Sean Jacobs, aka Sheik Luch, when he says, "Plan for your future, because you figure you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger, and that's the key to life." Money, power, respect. My fault, but
I'm just saying, like, but when you got to give people visuals, you know what I mean? Like, people got
you do.
You're going to, and then the other thing, and this is something my grandmother told me, and I didn't understand what the hell she was talking about when I was a young boy, but now I get it. She was like, the older you get, the less people care, right? And I didn't know what she was talking about because when she told me, I was young and people still cared. And then I got older, and I realized, like, this is what she was talking about. Like,
because the older you get, the more people don't care, because people look at it as being your fault.
You should know better,
right?
You made a life decision that put you in that place, and so people care less.
Something else always told him before. You said, "Listen, man, in life we all self-made. Only successful people like to talk about it, though." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Okay."
Ooh, ooh.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so Ant, that's kind of my approach too. So the ETF gives me the ability not to have to fight. Because when I own a company, I'm on their calls. I'm looking at their quarterly. I'm looking at 10K. I'm in their business, yo. Yeah. I'm in their business like we in a relationship. And what I realize is
I'm on their top shelf.
Like, I remember during the pandemic, I had a bunch of individual stocks. I was on calls all the time, and I was like, the time that I spend on this call, I could be making more money to put somewhere else, right? ETFs give me the ability not to care. Like, I was looking at some data earlier this week because it was talking about NVIDIA and NVIDIA's run and what it means, and how if you own the S&P 500, right? You own, let's say for argument's sake, you got, what is it? I think it was like 100,000 or something like that in the S&P 500. 7,000 of that is NVIDIA, based upon the
Their percentage.
allocation, right?
Yep.
Because Nvidia changed. The S&P 500 is rebalanced, and Nvidia is a bigger part of it. So you have about $7,000 in Nvidia. But I was sitting there thinking about the fact that when you own the whole bucket, it don't matter what they do, because if they don't perform well, somebody else will step up. Like owning the bucket is a cheat code. And when you look at the actual data, not what people tell you, most people don't beat the S&P anyway. They just don't. But again, I've been on my bucket all night, so let me chill.
No.
Dr. Chad says next year was a goal, but I got to do more. 2035. 2035 was my year too. I got it for a specific reason. So them 40 credits saved my ass. Accumulated my 40th credit the month of or before I had a stroke. Check your credits. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Interesting story, Jamil. I got to check mine too. I ain't even know nothing about that. Don, I'm learning from you, bro. Like check to make sure I got them 40 credits. I have no idea what I got because I never factored that into what I was building, but now I'm gonna look at that. And Don said he didn't plan on it either, but it's icing on the cake. Yeah, definitely icing on the cake. Definitely icing on the cake. Dr. Chad says, I feel you. Yeah, man. Buy the S&P 500 and go make more money. That's the cheat code right there, right?
Don just gave away the get rich forever plan.
That's the that is the get rich forever plan. Buy the S&P and just go If you figure out a way to make more money, that's more effective than sitting around trying to study a gazillion stocks, man. You know, people I sit down with and I'll be like, all right, so let's see where you start with, right? So sometimes people ask for help. We do consult, right? You know, we do act as consultants, and I consult on all kinds of stuff. But people will sit down, and the first question I ask them is, I give you a little bit of game right now. When I consult with somebody in reference to their savings or their money or what they're doing, and, you know, I'm not anyone's financial advisor, but I have been a financial strategist and done a bunch of stuff. First question I ask is income and expenses, right? How much money do you make? And what are your costs?
How much goes out?
And how much goes out? That's the first question.
If you don't know that, nothing else going.
The interesting thing about that is most people could tell you one, but not the other. Most people know how much money they make. Most people I sit down with don't know what their expenses are. They start writing them down because they've never written them down. And then they say, oh, damn, I forgot I do pay this. Oh, damn, I forgot I do pay this. And what ends up happening is they end up having more bills than they have income, right? So that's a problem. Now we got to figure out a way to cut. But the point I was making is sometimes I ask them, what investments do they have? And I've seen people that have 150 different stocks. And you thinking, damn, they must got money. No, they be having like $10 in P&G, $12 in Google. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. they be fractional shared out. They be having 150 stocks and their whole portfolio will be worth like 1,100. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what we doing here, man? Because there's a point. I knew the number before. I forgot what that point was.
It was like 18. It was like
18. Yeah, once you crack 18, you're better off just buying the bucket anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever that number. I think it's 18. Corbin,
like
right?
18, 20. It's like
it's not that many though. It's like, yeah, it's not that many. But dog, like the fractional share game then got the game twisted, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, what we doing here, dog?
If you own more than 18, I think it was like 18 individual stocks. They said 90% chance that you're not going to beat the
S&P. Yeah. So I literally sat down with no lie, y'all, and I will never put anyone's name out there, who owned over 100 different companies, all fractional shares. I don't even think they owned a full share of anything. They was fractional shared out. And when you look at the stuff they're buying, I'm like, it's all on the S&P anyway. You got Facebook, you got Google, you buying Apple, you buying Amazon, you buying Tesla, you know what I'm saying? You buying Coke, you buying Pet. They're all there anyway. So what are we doing? All right, Don set me off. My bad. Michelle says, so we being adults tonight. We're not going to talk about that pop-out concert at all. Wow. We talked about it a little bit earlier, Michelle. Shout out to whoever directed that, because that part was crazy. It looked like an anime movie. But yeah, we did talk about that. It was dope.
Hey,
people, you know,
Kung Fu Kenny danced on.
It was a big time moment in hip hop culture. Michelle says S&P 500 and BTC. As I just said on the recent episode of Stack Sats or Die Trying, looking at my crazy Excel spreadsheets, over 90% of everything I own is in the S&P, BTC, and single-family residential real estate. I got other stuff sprinkled throughout, but that's over 90% of my entire life's work, because that's what I like to call my life's work. I tell my nephew, I'm like, look, man, this is my life's work. So if you inherit any piece of this, man, you can't be out here, you know, acting a fool messing with Yakubian women and doing drugs and stuff like that.
Ah, Lord.
Because this is my life's work right here, man.
Listen, man. I ain't even gonna say nothing, dog. I can't.
Yeah, just chill right now. Chill, bro. Ant says, yeah, it's whole or nothing with me. Even if I DC my way into it. So here's my thing, Ant, and I agree to a certain extent. Like everything tonight is me agreeing to a certain extent because I agree with everything you guys are saying. It's just that little caveats. If you have to DCA and you can't do a full share, that's fine. What I'm talking about is when you got 200 shares and you don't own one thing of not like
one share.
Money is not made that way. Yeah, so and Michelle, shout out to Michelle. Michelle, I know Michelle watched the episode because in the episode I showed a quick clip of Charlie Munger. It was a 1-minute clip, but he said, right and from your show, paraphrasing Munger, diversification is for suckers. It's a way you can diversify. So he talked about how he's not diversified. He has 3 stocks he owns, which was Costco, Berkshire. Well, rest in peace. He's no longer with us. But him and his family trust, they only own 3 holdings, and he's worth billions. Berkshire Hathaway, Costco, and it was another company that was a fund that was out of a foreign fund, out of some part of Asia. Who the person who he invested with, he said is like the Warren Buffett of Asia, whatever. So, but thing is, when you own Berkshire, you're diversified within that. But all he has to do is watch Berkshire. You see what I'm saying? He's watching 3 companies. So he's watching, all the holdings that Berkshire has. He's watching Berkshire, he's watching Costco, and he's watching the other fund. That's it. So for me, bringing it back, Bitcoin, my residential real estate that I work on every day anyway. Never let anyone tell you that being a landlord is passive, even with a property manager. They're lying. I'm going to say that every time I bring it up because, me being triggered. And the S&P, and I don't care what happens to them companies. As long as the S&P keeps moving, it is what it is. Ray Gun says, not Yakubian women. Listen, man, shout out to the good doctor, man. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens. My fault. All right, my fault, Corey. My fault. I ain't really go off my tangent, man.
I want to say something, but I want to mind my business too. Like it's kind of hard, man.
Black queens forever, snow. All right, so he said, doesn't Berkshire own Costco? I don't know what. Maybe it is within their portfolio. How you still ain't sit down and try to figure out how to grow a bean yet. Yeah, man. All right, so Howie, I actually did put a little bit of work into it. I'm gonna tell you what I was looking at. Literally, it wasn't this past weekend. It was a couple of days ago. It was actually during a week. I was in Lowe's, and I was looking at joints that's like they already started growing, where you just gotta replant it. Like you ain't starting from scratch, but you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a frozen meal. Like I'm gonna piggyback off what you already did. I was in Lowe's looking at some of those, right? Because that is something on my list. But I have a new space in my new crib. Like I got a rooftop deck with a garden. So I'm looking to see what I'm gonna do with the garden anyway. And that is kind of what I'm thinking about doing up there, is going on the roof and figuring out how to grow some stuff. So Howie, I am thinking about it. I'm not ignoring it. I definitely got work to do, but I think I'm gonna start with that first to see if I can starting from scratch ain't work for me because I just bodied everything. You know what I'm saying? Yo, rest in peace to all the vegetables and plants that didn't make it because I was terrible. I was a terrible plant parent.
So you was a terrible plant dad.
Dog, I was like Dr. Gosnell with those plants, but
Yo,
my fault. I shouldn't have said that. Okay. Well, first of all, most people don't know what I'm talking about anyway. That was foul. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
only people from Philly would know what I'm talking about.
That was the limit, bro.
Only people from Philly know who Dr. Gosnell is. So I'm gonna take that back.
His name was on the internet, dog. They made a documentary about bull.
Oh, they damn sure did. All right, so I was foul in saying that, but I was a terrible plant parent. So Howie, you're right. I got to put more energy and effort into it. Howie, let me ask you this, right? I know it's just a matter of doing it, and I'm trying that. But is there anywhere that I can get research or get information about how to be better at doing so? And if so, would you be willing to share it with me? So now, trying to put the onus on Howie now. Ant says, I'm in this ETF that the CEO comes from JP Morgan branch. Now he runs a Texas company-based ETF and more. All right, dope stuff. Just make sure you do your research on ETFs. And when you're in ETFs, make sure they ain't expensing you to death. That's a dope shirt. That one. You talking about what I said? I thought you talking about this because you know what I got on. You already know what I got on. Anyway, I've been warning my people with jobs and active income to focus on stacking their bread and investing for retirement because Social Security will barely pay rent. And my peer group is in the 40 to 55 range. Time running out like a mofo. While cats are using a firm in Klarna to finance cruises to Turks and Caicos trips. Yeah, that's he ain't lying, bro. Like, because we all in the same age range. We're in our 40s now, so it's like being in your 40s is wild. Being in your 40s is wild in general because you got friends that are just having their first kid, but then you got friends that is also grandparents. You got friends that are like retiring early, and then you got friends that ain't nowhere prepared for retirement. Your 40s is a wild time, just about like all the different things that your friends group are going through.
Yo, what's crazy is I had kids in my 20s and in my 40s. Like I was wilding, bro.
Yeah. So, that's why 40s is wild. But you ain't lying about that, Jamil. Some folks is out here still using Klarna. Jose said, Black Queens forever. Listen, man, I can't take credit for that. That's the Dr. Umar quote directly from Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? So, Dr. Chad says, Don, do I have to check the credits every year? It says I have 40. So Chaz checked her. She got 40. 40. Kahana, who guys know is.
Yeah, Kahana went to school with her, so he know who that is.
Yeah, Kahana said him too. So what's that? You said socialsa.gov is what it is? What you got put in there to get your see what kind of credits you got? You gotta set an account up. I don't even know if I have an account with them. What's the website again? Let me go back to these comments.
SSA.gov.
Oh, SSA. I want SA.gov. I'm on San Antonio's website. My bad. SSA.gov. Let's see what you gotta do. Let's see if you gotta set an account and all that up, or you can just check real fast.
Yeah, everybody just checking. They saying they got it.
Oh, everybody got their 40. Sign in with login.gov. Sign in with ID me. Sign in with Social Security username. What? I don't know this. I don't have none of that stuff. Create an account with login.gov. All right, I don't know how long that takes, so I ain't trying to, do that. Steve said he got his 40. Nice, he checked his. Jose said he got his 40. All right, so we all out here legit. We got our 40. Ray Gun says, my son is 18 months, and I got friends whose kids graduated this year. Yeah, Ray Gun, it's a wild time, bro.
Oh, how about this? I got that in my house. I got an 18. My son will be 18 this year, and my son just turned 2.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, so let me see if I can create an account real fast. What email address I'm going to use? You know what I'm saying? Let's use this one. They won't watch it tell me you already have it, and I'm about to pick one of these ridiculous passwords. Generate a password. I ain't going to show y'all all this, but, I'm going to see if I could set something up real fast. You know what I'm saying? See what it look like. It says your email, your password is wrong. My email. How? Create an account. That's why.
Yo, I worked for myself for 12 years in a row, bro. So I might not have.
You ain't got your 40?
I might not. I don't know. I ain't look yet. I'm gonna look after we get off the show because I don't feel like going through all that on the show.
All right, I'm just trying to see about how fast it is. If they start drawing, check your email. Let's see if I got the email yet, y'all. Let's see how much info. How long did it take y'all to check real fast for those who, I don't want to be here drawing. So Pascal says 40 credits. So Pascal, what we're talking about is our brother Don said that go to ssa.gov and make sure you have 40 credits. Those credits are, will help you, get Social Security, like God forbid something happened to you, or if you make the age where they can pay you. It's some extra chicken that we got out there. We want to make sure everybody's prepared. Lorraine says the credits are earned 4 per year, and once earned are for life. There you go. So Dr. Chaz, you earned the 40 credits and they're yours. Like NWO said, for life. Don says, no, you don't, but you can increase your benefits by increasing your income. Okay. Don know the game, man. You pretty old. I'm pretty. Yeah, I am old. I'm an old man, so I'm pretty sure I got 40. I've been putting in work for a long time. Be prepared to take a selfie or a pic of your driver's license. Oh, they out here wilding. I don't know if I got time for that while we on here, man. Yeah, man. So anybody so make sure you check this though, Don. I appreciate you bringing this to the forefront. So for the folks that are here with us, they can make sure they check because it's good to have that. Where my driver's license at, man? You've been working since 19. You good? I've been working before 19. Yo, I'm not military. Corey's military. Corey, you should be good too. You military. I've been working before 19. My first job I got, I think I was 14 maybe. Remember back in the day, cuz you used to go. I don't know if you still have to do this.
Yeah, you gotta go get working papers. They still got
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
buddy.
but you can't. You gotta be 16 to get them now. They don't give them to you at 14 no
For
more.
real?
Yeah, you gotta be 16 now. No, 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 no. It's two different ones. I think if you're 14, you only can work 4 hours. If you're 16, you can work 6 hours, and then you can't work a whole 8 hour shift until you turn 18.
Ah, okay. Okay, got it. Got it. So that's kind of whack. Did you have to go get yours when you started working? Yo, everybody watching, what age were you when you got your first job?
So I was supposed to, but my first job, I worked at the Man Music Center parking cars, and it was an all cash job.
All
So
right, Corey always got some under the table underworld stuff going on, man.
I mean, listen, you pay me in all cash. I get paid every night plus tips. Yo, so I wasn't getting paid squat. I was getting paid like $7 an hour, cash. You know what I mean? But I used to make $150 a night in tips, so I didn't really
Gotcha.
care about the pay. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like making sure people cars was parked, making sure their cars were safe at the man. You know, in the Fairmount Park, especially
Mm-hmm.
I there's certain places you ain't supposed to park or your joint get towed. I used to stand out there with my vest on, make sure people, anybody who wanted to park in that spot where you get told that, but you couldn't park there, I stand out there with my vest and I charge them $20.
So I shouldn't say this, man. I had my first job was at the AMC movie theater, right? I worked at AMC Andorra. You know what I'm saying? And we had a little John going on at the ticker booth where I ain't saying I did this, but some people used to do this where they would like, sell joints and you take it and you rip it, but the person you partner with don't rip it. They just bring it back after the shift and like you just refund it. But I'm not saying I've ever done nothing like that, but put it like this: my first gig though, I was making $4.25 an hour. That's illegal right now. So, all right, back to the comments. Jamil says, true that V down in your contributions. 16. All right, so Brandon started at 16, Pascal 15. All right, so y'all, whoa, 10. That's illegal, Jose. On the books, 14. So Michelle got his 40 credits. Lorraine was 13. Champ got the record right now. Champ started working at 9. Champ, what on God's green earth were you doing at 9, beloved? Like, what kind of work was you doing?
I mean, I don't count nothing I did on the street as work because it wasn't so I mean,
I
like,
was about to say, like, if you was a corner boy, like, as they say on the wire, if you was a hopper, that don't count, man. We ain't talking about that.
yeah, I don't count nothing I did on the street as work. So when I'm talking about actual, name on paper, legitimate work, I was 16.
I also know what are you hiring a 9-year-old to do? Like, I ain't trying to be on your business.
I ain't gonna lie. So I used to sweep hair in the barbershop when I was like 9, 10 years old. Like, but that ain't, they pay you out their pocket. You know what I mean? Like, hey, take this little $10, young boy, and get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so I can hang in the barbershop around all the old heads.
So let me go back to these comments real fast. All right, so what else we got? Cookie said was 12 under the table. Ray Gun 14. Lorraine said she was $3.35 an hour. That's crazy in 2024. You think about getting $3.35. Kahan said 15. All right, champ, you was working for the family, so that's a little different. When you work for the family, they're gonna put your ass to work. Yeah, so that's a little different. They asking me a bunch of questions on this John. I was trying to like do this John real fast, but I don't know if it could be done.
I told you, man.
I'm almost done. I'm almost through it though, Corey. I'm almost through. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost through it. Anyway, man, I'm gonna say one more time before we do our giveaway. I told you I was only gonna say it twice. That camp starts next month. Buythehoodcamp.com.
Put it on the screen, Joe.
Yeah, buythehoodcamp.com. All right, let me do a couple things. Let me set up the Bitcoin giveaway. Let me set that up real fast. What are we gonna make the code today, Corey?
Retirement.
Like that. Let me set that up real fast. so we can start getting them names in and go from there. Yeah, y'all. So where's we at? Here we go.
For those of y'all who don't know what we was talking about, look up Dr. Gosnell. Jim was wilding, bro.
you ain't got to bring it back up. You gonna let that breathe.
No, man, because that was wild, bro.
It's just a thought. I'm just being honest about my behavior when it came to being a pet parent. I'm trying to get better though. Definitely trying to get better. All right, so we're gonna say, Core, I almost wrote Gosnell's the giveaway code because of you, man.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna do that.
Go ahead.
No. We're not doing that.
Yo, boy was foul as hell, bro.
All right, let me put this up real fast.
Individual.
Give people a chance to boom. There we go. It's for our Bitcoin giveaway. For those that never took part in our Bitcoin giveaway, gotta let us know you're still here. And if you're still here, you can give me your code now or later, and we can go from there. And you can get your Bitcoin. And remember, please, let's do it tonight, because if you wait, the less likely you're going. Tonight. So just put in retirement into the chat. That will put you into the giveaway. Give y'all a couple minutes to get that done.
Yo, you see how Bull walked down Frank Martin, bro?
Yeah, yeah, that was crazy, bro.
He walked my man down. You gotta put
that was pure insanity.
You gotta put the hashtag, Jim.
It's not working?
I don't see no hashtag in front of retirement.
All right, hold up, y'all. Let me see if that's working. Let me see, because it's working though. You see the entries, it's still working.
Okay.
So we got the entries, it's still working, y'all. We good. We good.
So yeah, man, he walked Frank Martin, and he just walked my man down. Frank Martin was doing an all right job, but like from round 6 on, he was just getting walked down.
And I like to report to everybody that I do have my 40 credits. You know what I'm saying? I got my 40 credits.
This weekend was kind of like, it was like eventful. You know what I mean? Because the wife went away. Then,
Hold up. That's an event for you?
Yeah, because I got 4 kids, bro. That's eventful for me. When my wife go away for any period of time, that's an event. That's eventful as hell for me.
Trying to teach this is from Michelle, by the way. Trying to teach my kids so they can be my retouchers and photography assistants. Nice. Just be aware that SSA retirement payouts will be 70 cents on the dollar in 2032 because of looming insolvency if Congress doesn't put a plan in place. So it's imperative to focus on gathering your own scraps, and taking your future in your own hands, and that comes from Jamil. Congress going to figure it out because they want their own.
Yeah.
Chad says, say hashtag not like us. All right, so we got retirement there. A couple more seconds and we're going to do it. Retirement is the actual hashtag. Do you need a hashtag in front? I would say put it in there, to make sure that you get put in, Looks like everybody's going in, though. Hashtag retirement. Steve said Tank is a monster.
Yeah, he is.
Does it work if people misspell the word? Michelle, it absolutely doesn't. Martin couldn't keep that pace up. And yes, I do have my 40 credits. Eric also has his 40 credits. Shout out to Don again for getting us checking for our credits. Don got me, making sure I'm right with that.
Right with life.
Right with life, man. Right with life, man. Anyway, man, with that being said, though, let's get ready to do this giveaway. Remember, let us know that you're still here. Got to be still here. You can give me your cash tag this evening. You can text me, inbox me, smoke signals, email buythehoodllc@gmail.com. Do not forget the LLC, buythehoodllc@gmail.com. However, you got to get it to me. But
Jim, the last Boy Scout.
You already know. All right, y'all. Let's get to it, though. Let's see who wins. Good luck to everybody. Remember, we got to get this done tonight. I ain't playing no games. We got about half the folks in this joint, so let's see. And the winner this evening will be.
And the winner is.
Cookie.
Good job, Cookie.
Cookie is the winner. Cookie. Shoot me an inbox, Cook. Give me your cash tag and you'll get paid ASAP. ASAP.
ASAPidly.
Yes, ASAPidly. All right, y'all, man. So that's what we got for you guys this evening. Eric says, congrats to you. Cookie is there. I know Cookie will be there. Congrats, Cookie. So just shoot me the message and you get it. Everybody say congrats to Cookie on both YouTube as well as Facebook. We'll be here next Friday live, another Bitcoin giveaway, talking about, whatever it is we want to talk about, retirement, non-retirement, you know what I mean? Whatever ratchet TV that we watching. Yo, man, all I'm going to say is that episode, that documentary was sick that I watched. Just Tell Them You Love Me was sick. But I'm about to jump off here because I got some more kitchen nightmares to watch. You know what I'm saying? A couple more seasons to catch up on, man.
I'm watching a joint called Blue Eye Samurai. That's what I'm watching, man.
Are you watching
I gotta watch things with violence, Jim. It's anime.
I respect it.
If it don't got, I told you, man, I can't.
Eric says, let's talk about how to make money with AI. Man, there's so many ways. For me, so it's making money with AI and AI adjacent. For me, making money with AI is using it to take back some time, which in turn makes money. We could talk about that.
So
Steve says Blue Eye Samurai is pretty good.
So the other thing, so I'm going to do a little quick plug dash for shout out to what I'm doing. So right now, I'm about to get back into my primary business, which is helping kids and parents navigate the system when it comes to kids with special needs. I'm getting back into my tutoring business. I'm getting back into all of that kind of stuff because I don't feel like going back into the classroom, but I do love teaching. So, and I'm going to be doing the By the Hood camp year round. And like I said, once I start doing that, I'm going to be tapping y'all in your pocket. And I hope y'all don't got your hand over your pocket when I tap. I'm just going to keep it a thou while. So because where the money going right back into the kids, but it's also going to allow me to be able to do what I do full time. So, you know what I mean? Like we gotta go get the kids right all year round. And so that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, people are good at some things. I'm phenomenal at one thing. I'm great at a lot of things, but I know 100% for sure that I can help kids go from one area of learning to another. I've done it so many hundreds of times, thousands of times, that I'm 100% sure that I can do it. So if you have a struggling student, or if you have a great student that is looking to advance, get at it.
All right. Eric says he started a faceless YouTube channel using AI. Let's see if it gets monetized ASAP. Eric, keep us posted with that. That's like a dream of mine too, to monetize a faceless YouTube channel. Like I'm trying to just disappear one day off the grid. So congrats, Eric. Keep us posted with that. I would love to see how that works out. Inbox me, Corey. I'm at JW the Blueprint on everything, Twitter, Facebook, all of it. So anyway, man, y'all have a great evening. Check us out, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure that you share this out with everybody. So Michelle says, Corey, can you do it virtually? Because his youngest is a struggling reader.
100% I can do it virtually.
All right, let's take that to the inbox and get things cracking. With that being said, y'all, please stay safe. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see y'all next week, next Friday. Stack Sats to Die Trying Monday, pod on Wednesday if we feel like it. But we will be here Friday, either way. So with that being said, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.
Jose, enroll him in the camp anyway, because your other children will be there. It doesn't matter that he cannot read. We got 5-year-olds in our camp. It doesn't matter.
All right.
It does not matter. Send them to the finance camp anyway.
All right, y'all. ByTheHoodCamp.com. That's our camp. Appreciate y'all. Peace.